What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Out of Our League. My name is Gage. Joining me today, we have, how do I got the layout set up? Okay, down below, we have Cesar Torres, aka Cesar Towers.
Pikachu. I'm
To
Pikachu. Pikachu.
his immediate right, we have Ben at Please Be Excited.
What's up?
Top right, we have Kumail H.
I regret asking Caesar on after that transgression of his.
Joining us today, we have, formerly of Dualshockers, currently of Point in Progress, Mario Rivera.
Hello. How's it going? Not used to that yet. That's brand new.
If you want, I can call you by your nickname on Discord, which is Dualshocker.
Perfect. That's perfect.
So how things been? It's been a crazy couple weeks for you, hasn't it?
Anything happened this past couple days? Anything happened?
No,
Oh, we've got plenty of time to be here, apparently.
I was getting ready for spending Valentine's Day alone, and then this happened.
Oh, same.
It was wonderful.
Wait, what
Wonderful
happened?
time. Oh,
Something?
just had a little breakup. No, yeah, I mean,
Serious relationship.
Yeah, serious relationship. I've decided to break up with the YouTube channel, and I think we're seeing other people. So we're gonna go our separate ways.
Sad Mario thumbnail.
Yeah, that's sweet thumbnail that you hopefully are using. But
Oh,
but
I
yeah,
will.
no, I mean, yeah, I recently have left Dualshockers in a it's like a parade of people that have left over the last 11 to 14 days now. And it wasn't the easiest of decisions. I really loved being there, especially the entire crew, including all the writers, everybody involved. Management at the time as well was also pretty fun to deal with. The site was originally owned by three owners that their whole purpose of starting the site was to sneak into E3, and they had that energy still cast inside of the website for so long. It's very much was like I will say a very dysfunctional family, but still a family nonetheless, where we had a Discord and we joked around every day, but then we were very serious and writing these long articles or editorials and previews. And we had people like Ben Bayless who would focus on the accessibility aspect of gaming, and I, was wonderful. Of course, then I had our section of the internet, which was the YouTube channel, the Dualshockers YouTube channel, where I helped, fostered it from being the only one in charge for a whole almost a year, and then that's when I introduced my team, which was Nicholas Blaine, Peter Spictek, and Scott White. So we did our thing there. We tried to give it a personality, some sort of resemblance of what we feel like a YouTube channel or just what we wanted to make in general, as well as giving a voice to the website by adapting their work and making it into wonderful videos. Including also in fostering lately we were doing, which was to bring people on and to be a part of the experience and having collaborations with other YouTubers, other podcasts, and to other creators like Zombie Kills and Latinx Gaming. I had a grand plan to foster more throughout this year.
I saw that tweet. I'm still waiting for my email. I'm still waiting.
Well, it might not be Dualshockers anymore. I have to probably tweak that, but it might be something else. Totally cool. I understand. I totally understand. Dualshockers fame, but you're not going to get it.
I really wanted to be a part of that brand name, though.
I know. It's so bad. So sad. I don't know if you want it now. Anyways.
It seems like they'll contact him independently instead of their own.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, there's been, and I just had a talk with MC Fixer, and he kind of reamed me out a little bit about how I pretty much for the last year just focused on promoting Dualshockers and not myself. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. But yeah, we had a great time, and then we were purchased before the end of January. It was just like sort of sudden. It was like, hey, by the way, we sold the website. We sold it to a company. I'm not going to say their name. They are UK based, and they are, a way bigger thing. They're going to help with providing money into the site, and there's going to be a 90-day grace period of transitioning time of seeing how the site does, implementing little changes here and there. And we were like, okay, cool, okay. But then by the time that the key actually was handed over, which was on February 1st, there were just immediate changes, like
Yeah.
drastic.
90 days wasn't enough, huh?
Yeah, 90 days wasn't
That's too
enough.
much.
And almost within 5 days, it was chaos.
Mm.
In my opinion, I'm not speaking for anybody, but and then I think on day 13, I think is the day that I decided to leave. I just felt that everything that was going on, it was just time to move on, and I wasn't seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, which of course was like, hey, full-time positions was kind of also being like dangled, and where we were as a YouTube channel, and where I think they were going to try to change us, completely pivot. I just wasn't interested in specifically. So
It seems like there isn't too much due diligence when it comes to acquisitions, especially to this kind of thing. Like you see with Kotaku as well, they were acquired by someone, I don't know, and a ton of people started leaving because things just weren't right. Makes you think like when are they going to start having things like due diligence when it comes to purchasing sites like Dualshockers as well to see if they're a good fit, their new owners are a good fit.
I am fighting with what I can't. I mean, there's nothing holding me back, but I will say this: like, it was a company that saw a name, and that was it.
Yeah.
They
The
didn't care what it was. It just knew that there was cachet with the name,
fr-
and
from
therefore they didn't even know they didn't know games.
Yeah.
They have a gaming vertical, but it's very small. So they were going to be their full-time gaming setup, and they pivoted us so hard to the opposite side. So
from what I got from what I think Charles tweeted this is
Yeah.
that they censored what you guys were writing and rather encouraged or like pushed more search friendly terms,
Mhm.
search friendly stories rather than like the cutting edge articles you guys are known for writing, like the accessibility story that got axed a few weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
Repeated.
Yeah. If you go, I'm not going to point any specific article out, but if you go to the website, you can see a clear trend of what is definitely being mostly written about.
Yeah.
Changes that I was totally fine with was like if there was a big story, right? Let's just say like the Stadia stuff, right? There's like three pillars to it. There was Jade Raymond leaving. Okay, that's story one. In-house studios are closing down. All right, that's two. Stadia is refocusing on something else, whatever. Instead of it being one big article, they were talking about breaking up into three. I'm like, okay, makes sense. I understand why you would do that. Except I don't even think we covered that, to be honest. I think we did like maybe one.
Really?
I'm not even sure if we did. But stuff like that would happen, right? Where it
Mhm.
was like the Halo secret Halo thing, which I'm sure it's not like the biggest thing, but hey, it's something interesting to talk about. But I don't think we covered it.
Mm.
Oh, they confirmed it was for Infinite.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
even so, like
Yeah.
at the time when it was first being talked about, we could have like reflect, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, for instance, long form reviews were not even like we had to fight for them. Culture had to be fought for. Just a bunch of stuff. I mean, traditionally the videos that we did, like we did reviews and stuff like that would be over. I mean, I think it is over. I don't think they're doing those anymore. So yeah, I mean,
Which is insane because I came onto Dualshockers video ranking the Pokemon games. I
Yeah.
remember talking to Chaz and also Cam, and they were actually playing games for reviews. And that was only what feels like 2-3 weeks ago. So like
Yeah.
to see this sudden shift is actually insane. And like I remember interacting with all you guys, and I thought, what nice people, what like welcoming people. I felt really comfortable. You had a good team there, so it just blows my mind that this has come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like I came in with a game plan for 2021. I had a game plan for 2020, but obviously that got thrown out the window with the pandemic.
Yep.
I had plans. If we had gone to E3, I would have been doing E3 content everywhere if I could. I would have been doing so many things if we had packs and stuff like that. Like I was excited to do all these big events, and then a lot of it got taken away. I mean, my first experience with Dualshockers actually was they sent me to Vegas to record interviews with wrestlers for WWE 2K20.
That's sick.
And I was like, this is my first experience. I'm excited to do more stuff. So
Yeah.
I got to meet Ric Flair, which is awesome.
Woo!
Exactly. But and I was hoping to do more stuff like that because it was exciting and fun, and the views were pretty high actually, like those very first ones. And I was like, okay, let's keep doing it. Pandemic hit, so then we had to pivot. So it ended up becoming a lot more like discussion based stuff, which is I love talking. You can see that I'm talking right now. And that was just immediately like once February hit, I was like, that's done. And Camille, I know you were there for the Pokemon videos. So the Pokemon videos were 4 hours long. Like
Yeah, it was. That was an intense discussion.
So we ended up breaking it up into like 3 parts, and then it just so
That's not a
happened.
video. That's a movie.
Yeah, I know. And then basically broke it up in 3 parts, released it every day. But there was some other stuff that also he scheduled for, and then they got mad at that and all types of stuff. But yeah, just content like that. If you were interested in hearing people fight and talk about what they think the definitive rankings are, if you found that interesting, that content will not be there. It'll be something else. So yeah, it's totally gonna be totally different going forward. So, and for the people that are still there's still one person. His name is Peter. Godspeed to him. I'm
I
happy
feel
for
so
him.
bad for Peter. He's like the one man left, just like trying to make
Yeah.
sure the ship's still floating. He's like,
No,
videos, reviews.
well, no,
No.
I think Peter's in a good place, and Peter throughout this whole like transition period was very calm about it and very like succinct of what they were saying. So I totally get where Peter would fit into what they could do, because he's every time I throw him a video, he just does so well. So I totally understand like any challenges that they'll throw at him, they'll definitely be able to handle it. But I know the direction they're going in now, and I'm just curious how it's going to handle. Am I going to watch Dualshocker videos that I wasn't a part of? I'll give it a shot. I'll see how I feel about it.
See,
Well, the thing is, like, you've left Dualshockers now, obviously, but you did have that experience in running a YouTube channel. I think going forward with Point in Progress, like, how's that gonna help you going forward?
Oh, I mean, yeah, going forward, I mean, in terms of like all the SEO stuff that I learned and all of those promoting things, when it comes to all the little technical stuff, I now have all down packed. I feel like the experience that I gained from Dualshockers, I'm happy to. I wish I knew that from when I did my first channel, when I did my YouTube
Yeah.
channel, because I was way off. But yeah, I'm just taking in all those experiences, watching analytics and stuff like that, all the personal stuff that you have to go when it comes to making things, and just seeing how that translates.
And you made great strides because you featured on a lot of big channels like What's Good Games, you've got Kind of Funny, you've got GameSpot, you've got IGN, and so hopefully with Point in Progress now you can continue that, build up your own reputation, and hopefully get some more big opportunities like that as well. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't have anything set in the future. I have reached out to some people, so we'll see when that happens. But yeah, for sure. I am game. Anytime Greg Miller wants me back, let me know.
he will never watch
Get it,
this.
Greg.
We tried so hard to go with the content. He's
Gage
like,
will
no.
I got him on for
that.
15 seconds, you know?
I think the last tweet he tweeted at me, he said "fuck you," and I forget what it was about. I think it was because
Pretty on brand.
That smells like Greg.
That's how you know he likes you, though, you know?
no, 100%. Yeah, I think it was because I said something about him not liking soup or something, and then he said "fuck you." And I'm like,
So
yeah, I know you love me.
with your experience that you got at Dualshockers, say there's like a small YouTube channel that's still starting out. They don't know what to do. What kind of like tips would you give to like anybody just like starting out? And what are you bringing to Pinpoint also, like, or the future to help it grow?
Yeah. I mean, I think consistency is probably the key thing that everyone would probably bring up, is to be consistent with the way you market and release things. Now, granted, I say that, and there are obviously examples on Dualshockers where flying out the seat of our pants. So that happens to everybody. I mean, it's happening right now. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, we'll have the first episode out. But we were transcribing because we're personally transcribing all our episodes.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Because we want to make sure that it's available for people that need closed captioning and not to rely on YouTube's version of it, which is not that great.
Yeah, I've seen some funny translations.
Yeah.
Releasing.
No, it isn't. It's yeah. So we're doing that as a personal thing. So I would say personal touches like that. I would say not. It's not for everybody, and it's a lot of work to take on. But personal stuff to make sure that the certain people can access your product in a way that they couldn't before. So that is something I would say to focus on. Releasing at a good times. There are some times that you can release. There's times that if you release too late, no one's watching anymore. If you have something early, like let's just say like you guys are reviewing a game and there's an embargo, make sure you hit that embargo because you're catching the wave along with everybody else.
Got
Yeah.
it. Great tips, honestly.
Yeah, just key things.
Some some things I wouldn't like the caption thing, because I've thought about playing with the caption thing for my channel, but that's a lot. Yeah, but like
It's a lot
you
of
said,
work.
it's very accessible. It's very
Yeah.
accessible, and I know that's something that you are a big proponent for is accessibility and diversity.
Yes. Yeah.
And
100%.
like, so you must have been like uh heartbroken when the new management made those decisions.
Yeah,
Of, like,
especially when it came to Ben specifically and how Ben took it. I don't want to speak for him because I know that he says that the conversation
Yeah.
really is his thing, but yeah, it affected me and it weighed on me early on the decision to leave, especially when I saw and heard things. But yeah, I feel like every day there was just a new thing that just like tugged at my heart.
and
But yeah.
I know Pinpoint is mostly like, five best friends. Gee, I wonder where that idea came from. But but like I know it's like a podcast. But you said you're doing video stuff there too.
Yeah,
Are
so
you going to be bringing on like more? What are you planning to do with that?
yeah.
Caesar's trying to get himself on as soon as possible.
No. I'm curious. I just want to see what's next.
There's a
What's
waiting
coming.
list.
Just give me a number and go.
I gave him my email a long time ago. I never heard back.
You're not the only one. Yes, Point in Progress is a podcast that we decided
Progress.
that has segments in it that we can easily break out. So, for instance, on Saturdays and Sundays, you'll have 2 parts of the full podcast out, just small snippets. So, like if you're someone that just like likes the specific part, boom, there it is for you. On Monday, you get the full episode, which is the beginning half, which is a lot of our recommendations and stuff we've been playing, and we kind of have open conversation. Second part is our news section, where we just talk about the news stories specifically. Fourth section actually alternates. Third section alternates between hot takes, which is we find hot takes or we ask for hot takes and we just discuss them.
Yeah, bring Gage on
Gage,
because
yeah,
he's pretty
Gage
good
needs to be
at
on
hot
the-
takes.
By all means, go ahead and submit them in the chat. We just did
In
one
the duel?
in the yeah. Not that I was gonna say dual.
We can edit that out. Don't worry.
No, that's fine. No, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Headline.
Point in Progress Discord, where you can submit all your stuff. But yeah, no. And then the other thing is recommendations, where we'll actually talk fully on like, hey, you guys should really check this out. This is one of the best things that I love. Blah 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 blah.
Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Best game
And
ever.
there you go. I did mine. Like we did pilot episodes, and the first thing I talked about was Lock and Key because I absolutely love that comic book.
Dude, Lock and Key, so good.
So good. So I talked about it extensively for like 20 minutes of just being like, this is so good. The art is so good. The show's decent, but the book, like,
Yeah, that show didn't get enough love, eh? Like,
no, did not. Especially I love the
not
twist
enough
at the
love at
beginning.
all.
No, not at all. And then last listener questions, but basically it's just so that way you get the full experience on Monday, but on the weekends you get 2 parts that are the sprinkled parts. Those are the video aspects of it because that's how we'll break it out. It is available on Spotify and all the major networks. If it is not on any of the networks that you use, let Sly Clone MC know because they are in charge of putting it on all the places.
Very cool.
So, in terms of your role with Point in Progress, sorry, are you sort of focusing mostly on hosting and put the podcasting aspect of it, or are you going to be focusing on the producing aspect of things?
I'm on the producing end. So, for instance, I am in charge of the board. I'm in charge of the OBS, the recordings, the breakouts, the editing at the when it's all said and done. We try to do a lot of it live in terms of podcasting. We're not live as in like we're people are watching us, but we're doing it live in terms of editing. So
Yeah.
we have transitional points, we have all that stuff. So that is done within camera, which is kind of fun. Then after that I go ahead, I add some music bits or something, or if I find other ways to do it live, like I'm hearing that you can play music before we start talking, so I'll have to
What a
pick that
concept.
up. But yeah, stuff like that. So I'm primarily doing that there. The hosting schedule right now is that it just alternates between all 5 of us, and then some
Sure.
days, some weeks, yeah, one of us will not be there, and then we'll bring out a guest that will be on that 5th spot. There is a list, so get behind it.
Damn. Fuck, way to-
Please, in 5 years' time.
I saw the clip. I forget who was hosting, but they're like, "Hi, welcome to." But they mess with the name, and you're like, "Not as easy, is it?"
No, 100%. Because I'm the one that's like, I'm ready to go. Like I'll shotgun it through. But yeah, 100%.
I don't envy your job because Gage does that for us, and I'm like, I do not want to go through that. I tried to do a live stream from us yesterday, and even that was hell trying to get that all fixed up. So good luck.
It's definitely not easy, is it, Camille?
No.
Hosting's harder than it looks. Yeah, I agree.
That's right. And then there is one aspect of the deployed in progress that I am doing by myself
Mhm.
that will come out later, but I'm excited about it.
Ooh.
It is seasonal, so it's not necessarily something that's ongoing. It will have seasons to it. And
Anime review. There we go. Nailed it. Damn it.
Tremors in review is what I really want to do.
Oh,
Tremors is
can I
the
be on
best.
that one? If you get it down for guests.
You got to have a web camera for that one.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
wears like a Guy Fawkes mask,
And
can he
also,
come on?
there you
Ben,
go.
Ben will have a feet camera for you. Ben will have a feet camera for you. He'll be on his treadmill.
I'm kidding.
If you
Most
want to find a
likely,
way of getting point in progress to like lose his channel, it's getting Ben on camera with his feet. That's for sure.
Get those
Hey, we
views
almost
there.
reached that goal, you know?
no, 100%. I wish I was doing Tremors in review. That'd be so good, though.
So it's early days, but do you have an idea of where you want it to be in about 5 years' time? Let's say arbitrary number out of nowhere, or are you just touch and feel with how things are going to go?
I would say we're still touching, just trying to see like where this could go in terms of just like as a community aspect of it, because I think a community is probably the most important thing. How people
Mhm.
respond to what we're doing, and then if down the road, like right now, everything is free, right? You want to watch it on the YouTube channel, it's free. If you want to watch it, if you want to listen to it on a Spotify platform, it's free. If there's enough people that are like, hey, we want more, then we might explore avenues going forward of like the Patreons, those specific
OnlyFans.
the OnlyFans, which you can find me at OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. That Mario Rivera.
You'd be surprised at who would
That
subscribe.
thumbnail picture, you know?
I made that.
Yeah.
No, I made that joke to Greg. Actually, I think I said that. I was like, you can find me anywhere, and you can find me on OnlyFans. That you know of. But yeah, that would be a great avenue. One of the we had the same spirit, I would say, as the dual. I'm just gonna keep mentioning the original Dualshocker owners of like we're doing this to get to E3. So a part of that's kind of there in terms of like
Hey, E3's back, baby.
yeah,
Virtual.
virtual, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll settle for PAX if we can
Yeah.
get a PAX panel. I'm totally down for that. Because yeah,
Okay,
that'd be great.
Beast.
Oh yeah, exactly. Gotta have that OK Beast. We're trying to bring back OK Beast, but in a totally different
Reunion podcast.
yeah, that'd be great. It's accidentally staged. Just everyone starts showing up. That'd be great. Saving that idea for the future.
Just get so rich, you get blessing
Oh.
back in the country.
Right.
That was on our channel. It's our idea. Gage, write that down.
Okay. Yeah, we own that. We own that IP now.
Good idea.
That sounds good.
So Mario, how did you get to this point? Like, what when you were growing up influenced you to want to do podcasting, hosting, video editing, producing? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I would say it started. I mean, I've been into movies all my entire life, so I'll start
Mhm.
there. Like, I've been in love with my favorite original 3 movies were not Charlie. Take that back. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, 3?
The original.
Oh.
Superman the movie, the original, and Goonies. Those were my 3 movies growing up.
Nice.
Yes.
I just love how it gated that whole thing off, Kumail. We literally got and then it just cut off.
okay, hang on. Oh, gosh. Is that better?
No, that was worse.
Oh, we heard. God! That's all we heard. Like,
Yeah,
To be fair. Oh, never mind.
But yeah, I mean,
Wait,
starting as a nerd there, moving on, and then eventually falling into the cable channel bubble of like, wait, what is this show? It's called Attack of the Show. What is this? And then X Play and Arena and all the older stuff from before that. Even Screensavers is actually where I technically started. And then falling into that nerd rabbit hole, which then led me then to later on, there was a channel called Revision 3, and Revision 3 had like Destructoid stuff and the Totally Rad Show and iFanboy, and seeing that come to fruition of like, oh, there's shows on the internet. And then moving on to obviously following YouTubers down the road. And then, yeah, I think it was until after I finished college that I was like, all right, cool. Now I know how to do all these things that people can do. Then let's try and go for it. And There was a period of time where I tried to start my own YouTube channel and didn't really make too much room, but it was still fun to do. It was especially fun when I started getting involved into the Kind of Funny community and started going to the events, and those were end up being fun, like little icebreakers to people. So
No, they're incredible, absolutely incredible. Like I didn't understand what best friend meant until I went to one of those meetups, and it's actually insane, undescribable.
yeah, 100%. So I would say, yeah, it was a small trek from being a nerd from a kid to watching nerd on television, seeing myself outside of myself, and then seeing it also go on to the YouTube channel or to at least the internet. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to start doing those things. So yeah, that led me to eventually reaching here.
Sorry.
Talk about YouTube. You also do stuff on Twitch as well, don't you?
Yeah, I try to. I've been playing a lot more, catching up on games that I've like missed out in my life. So, for instance, the last year I played all through the Resident Evil games. So I decided to go from I've obviously played 2, but I was like I beat 3, I beat 4, I beat 5, like all back to back to back, and then finally this Halloween I did 7 because I was a scaredy bitch, terrifying.
Better than I am, that's for sure.
I'm sure there's a bunch of clips that no one was able to get that are just me constantly screaming.
7's a great game. I don't know what you're talking about, right, Ben?
Oh, it's so good. So good, Caesar.
Right? You finished it so many times, didn't you?
Hey, one
Ben
day.
can't
We'll
get
there.
past
We'll
the first house.
Come on, Ben.
That's
you
how
have to do
scared
it.
he.
You have
Terrifying.
to do it.
But
I
at
have
the,
to
end
get
of
the
the
first
game, though,
boss.
at the end of the game, though, you're John Wick. You have all
Oh,
the
I love
weapons, all the bullets.
I will say, Resident Evil 7's a great game. They really dropped the ball with that ending, though. It really felt like it just fell apart at the end. Like
I feel like the whole
No
like
spoilers.
second act of
No
that game
spoilers.
is
You're never gonna finish
bad.
it.
I am.
But-
I'm gonna stream it. It's gonna happen.
Gage, I get what
When?
you're saying. Like it just starts to go
2022?
down.
No, it's the next few weeks.
okay.
Next few weeks,
Okay.
Ben time. That's like next couple like decades, dude.
Are
Like,
you
what
gonna
trying
you're
to say?
gonna beat it before 8 comes out though, right? Is that kind of the goal?
Yeah, I was gonna do it before then, but
Dude,
and I was
you
gonna have
guys-
Caesar on until now as well. So
I was still breaking, dude. I'll be on that stream.
Caesar will be too busy simping for
We'll see,
point
we'll
in
see.
progress now. He won't be able to go on.
Exactly.
And I'll be getting the name wrong too at the same time. I'm sorry. I feel like
Boy,
I think I got the name wrong.
I think
I
it's
did. Yeah, I'm really, dude.
Yeah,
I
point
had
in
very little
progress,
sleep.
like
I had very,
short for pinpoint.
dude. I was recording patch notes today, and I forgot the E3 story. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot to like talk about E3, and I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty big deal, huh?"
just a little
It's
bit.
like he's going to get his own name wrong now. I'm Caesar Tortillas.
You'd be surprised.
Look,
You'd be surprised. It happens.
to
more
be
than you
fair,
think.
I get it. It's 3 words. 3 words can be difficult. I mean, honestly, there's
I mean, here's the thing.
You
Camille
guys
forgets how to pronounce letters too. He says Camille H. Like what's
True.
that?
Caesar, let's not go into
So-
my background as a British person. It's very
H.
personal.
British water bottle, bottle of water
in it.
in it.
I go
Camille, did you buy
Tuesday in it.
cup of tea in
Did
it.
you buy Dualshockers?
Sorry.
Sure, you're not the one that bought Dualshockers?
Yeah, I was gonna say like I was gonna when you mentioned the
Fuck you, Mario. This is from Pokemon Black as low as it was. Fuck you.
you mentioned
Man.
they're British. When you mentioned that they're British, I was like, damn, the fucking British are at it again. They
I,
can't get rid
I
of
was hoping no one would say anything because I was just there like shit. We found something again.
The funniest thing when
it. I
when
didn't
I
want
was
to interrupt.
when I was in the YouTube channel the other day, and then I was looking at the analytics for like monetization, and I noticed that it no longer said $, it said pounds, and I was like, oh shit.
wow.
We're not doing that bad on Brexit,
How-
apparently.
We're just gonna keep
But
pushing,
actually,
keep on pushing Camille till he starts his own website called Dual Sensors.
yeah.
There's been trust me, all the
I haven't been with
Dualshockers-
me because he censors his face and whatnot.
all the former Dualshockers were all. That's all we said was like, oh, we're gonna start a new website called Dual Sensors or
Yeah, that would be freaking
Okay,
hilarious.
I'm going to pull this back in. Ben's got one question he asks every guest we have on.
Oh my
Ben,
god.
take it away.
Well, before I do that, I just want to say, because me and Mario have been internet friends for a long time, and can I just say it's been so good watching you grow over the last few years, mate. And last year, just seeing you obviously, like Kamal said, on all those different shows and just seeing how far you've come. Just want to say I'm super proud, buddy, and I'm so happy for you, and I know the future's going to be awesome for you.
No, thank you so much. I'm really excited for this question. I bet it's gonna hit me in the face.
Stop kissing ass. Stop kissing ass and ask the stupid question, Ben. Like, come on.
Look, Caesar, you don't get to say that after the first half of this show.
I can't wait. I can't wait for somebody to not go to this. It's disgusting.
So on that, so the question is, and this is something we ask every one of our guests, and we've had a variety of different answers, but the question is, obviously, you know Greg Miller, okay? Now, Greg
Yes.
Miller is everywhere at all times. So my question is, what is Greg Miller and how can he be in all these places at once, essentially? So we've had answers from doppelgangers to the fact that he's a different species to just everything. What do we have? Robots,
Possessed.
androids?
Demon.
Yeah, I just want to know what you think. What's your theory?
I mean, I feel like I know that we've seen Greg Miller without his shirt a bunch, like a bunch. I'm talking like a bunch. But I still believe that he is just like two Greg Millers inside of a giant exoskeleton. Like there's I think they work in tandem to be in different places at once. So when you're seeing him on like Games Daily and he's sitting down, that's just one of them, and then the other one is like on
Greg
in
Miller's
review.
two kids in a trench coat is what you're saying.
Yeah, Greg Miller is two kids in a trench coat because he's also he's pretty tall, so I could see that happening.
Did
That
you
might
see
be
that-
my favorite theory so far.
Did you see that Grover clip? I believe it. I believe he's two kids in a trench coat. Are you kidding me?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's pretty rare we see the bottom half now, you know? So
Yeah, it's pretty.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Perfect.
feel
I
like
love
this
that.
is the second please be excited question we got to ask now. And that's Mario, is Kingdom Hearts 3 a good game?
Oh my god. Cameron Hawkins just burst in.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
You can save the hot takes for point in progress, but
Yeah,
like,
it's not the best of games. It's
That's not a hot
the,
take, Camille.
no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And honestly, I don't have a whole lot of opinions on it. I will say the one section of the game that I still like a lot, and I know that a lot of people hate, is with all the keys, without spoiling too much. Key
Yeah,
tornado.
yeah, yeah.
I call it
But
key
you love
tornado.
keys. You love lock and key. You know?
Is that
I love
towards
lock and
the
key,
end?
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
the end's
towards
like the
the-
best part of the
Okay,
game.
so yeah, that I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
get that
yeah.
far.
The Nier Automata moment. If,
Yeah, I
if
can remember
anyone's played
that
Nier
part.
Automata, same thing happens in that game. It's a better game.
Is it-
Yeah,
Oh,
Isn't-
Robin's gonna love this.
Yeah.
Robin's gonna love this.
You
Yeah,
don't even have to
Nier-
bring it up for him, Jamal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, is it near Autonoma or is it near Automata? Because I've heard
I
it
go,
both
I
ways.
go, I go either way.
I go both ways too.
Yeah. That game goes either way. it has a lot of phases to it.
Yeah, I heard you have to
Yeah.
beat it 17 times.
Five.
No, he's just doing this to annoy Robin because he's not here to defend himself. Bless him.
Hey, Gage, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Oh God, here we go.
You want to get into this now? You want to get into this now,
Yeah.
Caesar? Look, Final Fantasy
Look, save
VII
it for
Remake.
point in put it in the comments and point in I don't want to hear this again, please. I can't.
My
think
overall
I just
opinion keeps
can't.
changing on it, but
does.
there are man, there's a lot of
Needless
things
to
about
say,
that
I
game
was
that I think
shocked.
are like there are things in that game I think are breathtaking, where it's like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, and then I look at the rest of the game and I go, why am I playing a PS3 game? Like why does it look so
Yeah.
bad and run at 30 frames per second and take so long to load? And then I realize, oh, because they didn't have that enough time to make a decent game.
They need another 10 years.
Gage,
Honestly,
Gage said a lot of negative things about Final Fantasy VII that I was shocked. I was breathtaking. Like he said that it was his game of the year. Like, it blew my mind away.
I know
Wait, he has all those caveats, but still, it's his game of the year.
It's his game of the year
because
because he
nothing
was
else
like
was.
nothing else came out.
Everything else, I'm like, yeah, 2020 kind of sucked for games. Like, there's a lot of games that I
You're
liked, but none of them,
crazy. You're so
none of them
crazy.
hit. At least Final Fantasy VII had those moments and had
at
the
least it
moments
got-
that
I will say to defend Gage, and I don't often do this, but he looks at games slightly differently to like most people, especially
Sure.
because he makes them. So
No,
It comes from that game dev side, don't you, Gage? Eh?
yeah, that's definitely a detriment. Like with anything,
he's
if you
followed the blue pill.
when you, if you love movies and
And
you
you know how
start
the
watching
sausage is made.
behind the scenes or you start making films, you look at it differently. Same with music. If you start playing music, you look at it differently. So I jump into Final
Yeah,
Fantasy VII Remake and I go, oh my god, the character models are gorgeous, but why does the environment look so bland? Oh, it's
Yeah.
got neutral lighting. There's like 7 point lights that aren't really spreading light, and then there's low resolution textures, there's particle effects that aren't high enough resolution. Like there's all these technical things that I'm seeing, and the damn pre-rendered backgrounds. Why?
There we go. Fuck me.
Ugh.
There it goes. There it goes. There it goes.
I'm
Well,
gonna
you're mixed
avoid
up this
asking about
game.
The Last of Us because I don't know if you. I assume you played it, nice, but it seems like
Yeah.
you didn't care for that either.
I have different complaints. So I have a couple technical complaints about that game, but most of my complaints do kind of come down to moments in writing where, like, there are, without getting into spoilers, big things that happen in that game that are supposed to upset you. That's not why I'm like, this game kind of sucks. It was like the 45 seconds leading up to it where characters would say stuff and I would just think to myself, I don't believe that this would be how it would happen. Just because it's like, it felt too much like convenient writing rather than it flowing naturally. It's just like, oh, we have to get to this one point, so it's hard to get into detail because I've thought about how they could fix it, but it's super spoilery. But let's just say there's a moment where a character gets super complacent and it doesn't turn out well. Like, there's so many ways they could have done that better, where they could have been a little bit more defensive at first. Like, oh, I don't know if I trust you yet. But instead, they're just like, oh, hi, I'm going to tell you everything about me and my history. And it's like, sorry, I don't buy that. Just little things like that kind of... And also, unskippable cutscenes. Dude,
I'm just gonna name
Oh my God.
Complaint.
Oh my
Gabe's
God,
complaints
New
about-
Game Plus. New Game Plus, just so I can collect collectibles and try to get trophies. And I get to the part where, in downtown Seattle, where you can go to the music store and play the Aha cover. Not realizing I couldn't skip it this time. So I start doing it, and it's like a 3-minute long cutscene because she covers the entire song. And I was like just mashing buttons like, are you kidding me? I literally just grabbed my phone, I just got on Twitter, and I forgot the game was going until 2 minutes after it stopped. And I'm like, oh, right, I'm playing this game. Yeah, there's issues I have.
I love
with
bringing up games. I love bringing up games on these podcasts because it's just free content, honestly. I just sit here and I just listen.
It's a wonder why people watch this show.
Oh, people watch this?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Like
You'd be
2
surprised.
people. It's great.
Mario, quick question. How's the search for the Series X going?
Still dormant. I know people immediately I say that, and didn't expect everyone yelling at me, "Go on Amazon, go on Amazon!" Like 30 minutes later, then I finally see the message. So I just like, all right, well, nope, I'm already screwed. But the search continues. I'm not that too crazy to like get it right away, but still, I'm asking for it because I'm looking for it. The reason why I'm asking for it is because I finally got my tax return from last year. So I'm like, I don't need this money. Let's go burn it.
Nice.
Oh my God.
I've been
So you got the PS5, right?
I do have the PS5.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I do.
What are your thoughts on
You're the best one, at
Mike's?
least.
What?
What are your thoughts on Mike's hot take that the PS5 controller, the DualSense, is the worst controller?
Jesus.
God damn
I
it,
mean,
Mike.
that's insane. There are, I will say, some uses where I think that's like technically too much, but but Astro's Playroom is like a masterpiece in terms of what it can do. So when it comes to like shooting games or even like Destruction All Stars, just recently, like their version of like the haptic thing is like you have to press it all the way down to like hit the gas, and
Oh, it's very trippy. Very trippy.
weird. Yeah. Or
At
like,
some point, I thought my controller was going to break in some places because it's rumbling so hard. I'm like, Jesus, stop doing this.
Yeah, 100%. Or like when you're like, for instance, if you're like low on health, it like rattles, and I'm just like, I don't need that in the controller. But if you get a game like Astro's Playroom and like there's the part where there's rain, the little rain droplets are like on the controller, and then like that game, the little pitter patter, like every little aspect of the game is just perfect, and so I'm super excited for that to be continued in some direction.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for better iterations in the other games. Spider-Man was decent. I think Spider-Man actually did a pretty solid job. But yeah, we'll see in the future.
I thoroughly enjoyed Hitman. Like, I felt like Hitman, it's very subtle. The biggest thing is like the trigger. You have the force feedback when you're pulling the trigger on a gun, which is really satisfying.
You feel like a real murderer. Yay!
But,
Murder.
like, it works in Hitman because Hitman is a very like precise game. Like if I'm going to shoot this guy, I have to make sure like, okay, I have to line up my shot, take this guy out really quietly. But then
I
like,
still love you. I still
the Joy-Cons. Dude, Borderlands 3 on PlayStation 5 sucks, and it's
Oh, does
because of
it?
the DualSense.
Oh,
Because it
no.
has force feedback on the trigger on every gun now. So it's like you have to push through that to fire every gun, and it's like this game, that's all this game is.
Yeah.
Literally every second you're spamming that trigger, and within 10 minutes my fingers sore, and I'm just like, I don't want to play this
Like-
game anymore. Call of Duty lets you adjust it. You could just turn that stuff off if you want, but Borderlands is like, no, you're using it, and there's no
Yeah.
there's no option to turn it off.
For Fortnite actually has some of it as well, and I think it's actually pretty decent for what it has. But yeah, I can understand. It's funny. I was just gonna start Borderlands 3 because I have a copy I bought for like $10 like months ago that I've just been sitting there, and I'm like,
wow.
Still a good game, still worth playing, but
Yeah.
just I would go into your
Not on the
system settings
PS5.
and lower that stuff as much as possible to
sure.
ease the strain on your finger because it takes a toll. It's so bad.
You
I've
just got to
got a new
work that finger out,
question.
Gage. You know, do some exercising on that finger. Get it ready.
Sounds like Gage just hates video games, you know? Just-
I've got a new question that I'm going to ask every guest now, like Ben asked his question, and that's why is the PlayStation 5 UI bad?
Man, I feel like they took some of the good aspects of PS4 and forgot all the really good ones.
Basically,
Specifically, how to
much.
turn the goddamn thing off. I
Yeah.
don't understand. I think Imran Khan brought it up, and someone else brought it up, but they still hold down to that PlayStation button, and nothing happens. It's with muscle memory
It's
from
so-
PS4 for like 5 years. So I don't understand why they don't immediately.
I lied to myself for the first week saying this is the best thing since sliced bread, and after that, I woke to the news that yeah, this is a shit UI.
It was cool for a bit, and the
Yeah.
worst thing is the fact that you think about what's under the hood on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Why is it so laggy? When I press the button and there's like a 2 or 3 second delay at times before it brings up the drop menu, and I'm like, yo, I'm running a 16 threaded processor, I got 16 gigs of RAM, and I can't load a menu? Like, what is going on? It's
To be
just,
fair though,
it's
Gage,
so
you've
bizarre.
had lots of problems with PlayStations in the past, so I think they're just bullying you at this
I mean,
point.
I've also had problems with Xboxes and PCs and
Yeah,
life in general, but that's not the point, Camille.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So-
no, it just sucks in a lot of ways.
It's not good. All my themes from PlayStation 4 are just useless, and it's like all the icons are there. Like when you pack a theme file, it just takes all the images, puts them in there. Why can't the PlayStation 5 just go, oh, we're gonna use the background? Just
It's
everything else
so
just-
easy though, Gage. You know, for
I
the
mean-
contestants on KFBF Cake Bash Championship today, we had to do them so everyone had to share the audio, and they're like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "It's super easy. All you need to do is go and set up a voice chat just with anyone. Go into the settings, and then go into the deeper settings, and then go into the voice allowed sharing option." It's so convoluted and ridiculous. Like, I
And
don't
even
understand
then-
why it's that complicated.
Even using 120 hertz for like Call of Duty or Destiny 2, you have to quit the game. You have to go into your system settings, hit prioritize performance, and then go back into the game. Even though the games have the option, why can't I just pick the option of the game and have it automatically adjust? It's just the most bizarre.
My other favorite thing is like, oh,
ever.
here, download the PlayStation 5 version. Got it, boss. And then, like, out of nowhere, we're also downloading the PlayStation 4 version. Why? I don't
Yeah.
see the PlayStation 4
Oh
version.
my god!
That's what
So I
Control did
bought
to me.
Watch. Luckily, they fixed it. Apparently, I saw it in an update. But basically, I bought Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed on disc on PS4. So you put the PS4 disc in, and then it just starts installing. And then you have to go to the store, purchase the PS5 version, and then I would delete the PS4 version off, and then but you have to have the disc in because I have
Yeah.
the disc drive. Because I power my system back on, the system's like, "Oh, you want us to install Watch Dogs PS4?"
Yeah.
Even though you have Watch Dogs PS5 and I can't recognize that.
That's so dumb. Luckily, I haven't had that because most of my games are digital. But like, I was so pissed off with Destiny 2 because I downloaded it and it's like this is like it's a big game. It takes forever to download. I'm like, great, I got it. There's nothing in the store. I'm not seeing anything for a PlayStation 5 version. It's just they must have just updated the PS4 version. I start playing it and it's like, oh, this is just the PS4 version. This is running at 30 frames a second. What's going on? And I had to go to the game in my library because like I went to the store and I looked for Destiny and it was just the PS4 version. I had to go into the library, then hit like view product, and then go to the drop down menu and then select the PlayStation 5 variant and then download that. And it's like, why Look, I have a lot of issues with Xbox and some other systems, but smart delivery is fucking brilliant. It just works. You just click it and it automatically goes, oh, you're playing on Series X. Here's the Series X version. It's like, why do I have to dig so deep on the PlayStation just to get, the proper version of the game? It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Well, I've had this
we've
turned
got
into
hope
Stascast.
Pretty much. Can have most of our
Hey, well,
episodes going your
Mario's
way.
got good opinions in games, so it's, he's
Hell
got some
yeah,
good
dude.
insight.
It
You
balances
see the
out my
kind of
shitty
funny
opinions.
daily appearance he's made, so I feel comfortable talking games with him.
I could just clip the second part out as that have the 2 episodes.
Like a
I'll
20
tell
minute
you what.
long Out of Our League and then
Let's
20
push
minute
back
long
to
Sasscast.
Mario. What are your favorite game franchises? And what, if you could will one game into existence, what would it be and why? A sequel, if you want it as well.
Oh, I see. I think my favorite game franchises of all time are probably going to be number one is Splinter Cell. I adore Splinter Cell games, especially on the original Xbox.
Look at Gage. Look at him. He's so happy.
Splinter Cell 1, I made sure to buy all of them, like, as many copies as I can, because I don't want them to ever disappear again. Because Pandora Tomorrow disappeared for a second on me, and I'm glad it's back on the Xbox 360. No, so yeah, it's on the Xbox, so you can buy it on Xbox. But yeah, Pandora Tomorrow like blew me away when it came to the online multiplayer stuff. When it was Mercs versus Mercs versus Spies, yeah, Mercs versus Spies, and just playing with my friends and goofing off and having a good time, and add proximity chat so you can mess with people. Like, oh, so when you grab them, oh, so funny. The glitches were also fun, so those were also fun back in the day. Chaos Theory also, I think, is also like a great step up in terms of gameplay. Yeah, I just want a Splinter Cell game, and this recent news with the Ubisoft has got me scared. But
I love is like, oh, look at this franchise that you've never heard about. Splinter Cell like character comes out of nowhere. And you think, is this a new Cell game? Like, no, he's just making an appearance for no fucking reason.
Dude,
You guys get shafted
they've
all the
teased
fucking
us so
time.
much. It's so frustrating.
he's in this mobile game. He's in Ghost Recon.
To be fair, the
He's
Ghost
now in
Recon
Rainbow
tie-in was
Six.
pretty good.
No, understandable, and I love
Pretty
the
good.
little tease to Solid Snake, which I thought
Terrible,
was
terrible
But
game.
like,
Terrible
they're
game.
watching
But
E3 thinking, is this Splinter Cell? Is this Splinter? And like, nope.
Like, yeah, Sam Fisher, he's the janitor in Assassin's Creed 27.
man, they should give us a new game already. It's so
They do. They
oh,
absolutely
God.
do. Halo is another one. I'm a huge fan of Halo, so I've been playing Halo. Anything really like the Xbox really like opened my eyes to so many things. So Halo, obviously from 1 to 2 on the online support to 3, and then 4 came out, and I enjoyed it. I think it's better than the bad games in Halo series, but 5 was just asinine. And to me,
I like that phrasing. 4 came out.
yeah, 4 came out, and then 5 came out, and I don't like that game at all, except for the multiplayer. I think the multiplayer is solid, but the storyline is not good.
I played like 20 minutes of 5, and I was like, this game sucks.
Oh,
To be fair, when you say games suck, I don't take it too seriously, Gage. You say
Fair.
everything sucks.
Fair.
Oh dear. Mario, you said. Sorry, go ahead, Caesar.
I was gonna say, what did you think about Halo Infinite when it was like announced, and like any hopes for that?
Yeah,
Like,
I think I was on the more positive side for that game.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
people were saying like it looked like a PS1 game or whatever. I was like, it doesn't look
What
that
games
bad.
are what's that fucking show now? I forgot about it. We haven't done that. Sasscast, that's the name of it. What's Sasscast episode 1 about Halo?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I was watching it on a live stream, so I figured what I was watching was not the 4K release anyway.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too like, oh, look how crappy the Brute looks. I didn't care. I just thought that, hey, I get Halo. It feels like Halo. I'm ready to play it.
Master Chief.
The guns look good. The Master Chief stuff. Like, give me a game that's just Master Chief. Why did you stop that in the last game?
Give me more Mr. Chef. Wait, no, I read that wrong. Fuck.
Yes, exactly. Finish this story out in a way that makes sense, and then stop making Halo games.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Can you imagine if it doesn't come out this year?
Man, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it still might. It's just that it's going to take a lot. I think the multiplayer
Wasn't
might.
there news that they restarted the whole entire game, like the writing and all. Like,
I think recently they said it's virtually finished and they're actually just doing bug fixes, but I was like, that's a long
no,
time.
you said that about Overwatch
no.
2, and you gave me shit for picking it as my counter in the fantasy league, and look who was right, motherfucker.
After Cyberpunk, I don't trust when anybody says they're just fixing bugs. After that, I don't trust it. Like it's
It's one of the biggest surprises. Like coming off The Witcher 3, where they couldn't do anything wrong. They literally couldn't do anything wrong. And they say don't make pre-orders, and I totally get that. There's a few franchises where I'll pre-order it because I know they're going to come out and hit the gate running. And you just thought Cyberpunk's going to be one of those games where it comes out the gate, Bob's your uncle. But
Yeah.
fuck me.
Yeah, I feel like I have the one exclusive copy of Cyberpunk. I have a physical copy of PS4, so I actually got a chance to play it at least. Well, because I played it on PS5 and it ran better. It just crashed every day.
I don't think it's back on the PlayStation Store yet.
No,
Let
it's still
me check.
not.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Mario, I'm conscious of time because we said would keep it to an hour. But I just wanted to ask you. You said like last year you had some goals that you went in with, and obviously you couldn't achieve that because of the pandemic.
yeah,
You probably had goals for 2021 that now have to be like reshuffled because of what's gone on.
yeah.
Now you're starting with point in progress. What are your goals for 2021?
The goals are to still continue the progress that I made for myself in terms of being, someone that is bringing in people to talk about things that they love and to foster that community in terms of people enjoying things together. Specifically, whatever my secret project isn't going to be, I will say that it is about people, and it puts people first. So, when it came to making that forum for Dualshockers, it was to obviously to bring them on to Dualshockers to have them have that platform, but it was another way to get to know them, so that way I can use them for the other show that would showcase them specifically as a person. And I actually really am still excited to do that in some aspects. And obviously, I'm going to be emailing all the people on that forum if they're still interested. I understand that some people might not be anymore, but other than that, I'm sure there'll be a few.
Yeah, you can
That'd be
take me
great
off
for
that
the
list. I'm not
opportunity to go.
interested anymore.
Yeah, that's
We're
fine.
good. We're good.
You look so stupid. Like it's like buying GameStop shares. Like people bought them in December, thinking, "Okay, let's buy some." Look at them now, Gage. Look at them now.
Right?
Keep yourself on the damn list.
Yeah. And I think now that I'm sort of doing a lot of stuff on my own, it's just hopefully still just building up my stuff. So that way, hopefully the people that need to see it, and then I can start doing it for them. So for instance, if it's, a GameSpot, an IGN, Kotaku, if they want to start a really cool video stuff, Polygon, anybody. I'm not saying Kind of Funny because I'm not trying to say that I want to get hired by Kind of Funny, but I do want to get hired by Kind of Funny.
If anybody's hiring, just
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, starting small because I'm kind of back at square one and just trying to expand upon that going forward.
You're back
By
at
the way-
square one, but you've got
by the
good
way-
support.
hey,
around you.
The question that we missed that I didn't get an answer. I want another sorry. Solid Snake game. I want another Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Speaking of,
Um,
normally Phil comes on here and does a snake impression for you, but he's not here today.
No.
Does anybody want
Who's
to?
gonna do it instead?
Anybody want to attempt it?
Ben, can you do your best Phil Solid Snake impression?
Mario, you're pretty good. There, that's the best
That's
I can do.
pretty good,
Thank-
Gage.
Thanks, Ben.
I was gonna go, Mario, you're pretty good. It was.
That's your peak.
Toad?
Is that Toad?
That's your Mr. Mind voice.
Gilbert Gottfried's back.
Toad? Is that Toad telling Mario he's pretty good? I must
Mario, you're pretty good.
Oh God.
That's my toe.
Oh my
Do Gilbert Gottfried now. We need to hear it.
Hello, Gage. It's getting worse.
Mario, I'm
I
so
don't know
sorry
what's a
for
better
DMing
cut
you
out.
about this. I regret everything.
I don't know what's a better cutout.
So does Mario. He regrets
or
coming on the show. Poor guy.
I don't know what would be a better cutout for Twitter. That or the Kingdom Hearts. Like I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god, that was terrifying.
There you go.
Don't ever ask me to do that again, Gage.
Do it again, Ben. Do it again.
Ben, can you do Korg? Can you do Korg?
Oh, piss off,
Piss off, goose. You know I can't grab your goose chips.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's just my
Mario,
normal accent.
That's it. That's the only. That's all he knows how to say.
Hey guys,
Where-
it's me, cool.
I think there was a ghost here.
Wait, Mario, what impressions can you do?
What impressions I can do?
Yeah.
Oh, not good at impressions.
Mario.
British.
Bullshit. That's what everyone
Surprise
says.
us.
A little bit of Peter Griffin. That's about it. What's up with this Lindsay Lohan? She's always trying to make it. Yes.
That's amazing. That's so good.
That's
I do a great Gage, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Fantasy 7 sucks. That's my gauge.
I can't live your life. That's a gauge.
I don't want your life. Yeah, I love Tokyo Drift. It's great.
That's awesome.
It's great.
I love asking Ben to do a Ben impression.
Hey
He's
guys,
just-
it's me, Ben.
He's me, Ben.
It's me. Ben. That's it.
I feel like everyone also has like their own Michael Caine.
I'm Michael Caine.
I'm Michael Caine.
Where can they find
failed
you?
you, bastard
Go
boy.
on.
Thank you.
Why do we
Back to Metal Gear.
learn to pick ourselves back up?
There was a tweet that was like everybody has a certain impression of like a token. I forget what the person was. But, like everybody has an impression of this actor, and it's never good. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody has an
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's never good. It's never.
It's like Schwarzenegger, Walken.
Yeah, walk into yeah.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah.
They're never good. Like
Wow.
Welcome, episode of Out of Our League. It's a good one today.
Mario,
Joining
I
us
know
is Mario. Mario, how are you? It's like, yeah, everybody has one.
Just done that an hour ago, dude.
How bad? I know. I should have just introed to just walk in the whole time.
I'm like, oh my god, Christopher Walken, I'm such a huge fan.
All right, come in. We're trying it.
Get a virtual
Nobody
camera and
had
just
that
put.
watch in your ass. That was great. That was incredible.
Mario,
Let's
really quickly.
watch.
I don't know where your thoughts are on sports, but you mentioned kind of funny. So, what do you think about the Wild Aces?
They're gonna win. Screw the Glacier Boys.
Yeah, fuck
There
the
we go,
Glacier
there we
Boys.
go. Right answer. Right answer. Right answer. Right there.
There you go.
Mario, we're not forcing you to make bad impressions. Where can we find you?
You can find me at youtube.com/that Mario Rivera, not Dualshockers. You can find me at also we have a YouTube 4 point progress. We're still making to the goal to get subscribers
100 subs, right?
100 subs, so that way we can get the vanity URL. But if you search point in progress, hopefully you'll find it. Otherwise,
Hopefully
my Twitter at twitter.com/that Mario Rivera, where you'll see the links there because I'm going to be sharing it constantly.
Actually, I just remembered. I
Nice.
saw something the other day. I saw you were mentioning you were looking to get hired. There's a website that's hiring. I don't know if you've heard this place called Dualshockers.
Oh
They're
yeah,
hiring
they're looking for UK writers,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
UK,
very-
right? Yeah.
You moron,
Recommend you.
Caesar,
Oh,
for fuck's sake.
All
I will
right,
say
video games.
The last little Dualshockers little nugget was, someone got fired and immediately that went up. So it was a little
Wow.
crazy to put that up like immediately when someone quit. I won't say who that
Damn.
person was. But
It's
yes,
fucked up.
Yeah.
Caesar. Fuck
That
me.
is,
So fucked up, dude.
that's real fucked
That's
up.
so fucked
Yeah.
up. They didn't even wait. They didn't even fucking
No.
wait like a fucking minute, dude. They were like, ah, fuck that guy. This is
Yeah, they're like, and immediately
Oh
we're
my
like,
God.
UK writers, huh? We were American.
Mario Rivera is on fire right now, and Caesar's got like a bottle of water, and he's just drinking it, not even putting that fire out, just drinking the bottle of water.
Bad.
bottle of water. Bottle of
man.
water.
You need to stop, Susan.
He wonders why he's not on half the time. Jesus.
Sorry,
Thank you so much,
sorry.
Mario, for coming on.
You guys invited me on.
I was
And
joking,
hopefully
man.
It's
we'll
true.
get back soon for an update with how Point in Progress is going, and hopefully, we can fill out a form and maybe get fast tracked. Let's know about it.
Let's bump us to the
Definitely.
first.
You gotta
position on.
join the Discord, and then then from there I can add you to the list. So, you gotta
I
find
feel
it.
like after today, Mario, that's all at the bottom. Be like, oh, these guys again? No, just slot him right at the bottom.
I don't want to hear that guy's walking impression again. Jesus.
No, thank you very much, Gage. Take us out.
Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Out of Our League. Once again, go to that Mario Rivera on Twitter and all that stuff. So go check that out. Check out Point in Progress on YouTube at youtube.com/ I don't know, A211 dash
Yeah, whatever that
LB,
random
whatever the
thing
hell
is.
the random URL is.
It's on
Eventually-
Spotify and all those places too. It's also an audio platform.
Okay, I guess
Sweet.
it's a good question. Eventually, what would the YouTube or URL be? Eventually, because
It
maybe
should be
somebody's
Point in
watching this in
Progress.
10 years.
And it's pending, but it should be put in
Point in Progress. Yeah,
In case
go,
you're watching this in like 10 years.
Yes.
right. Go
The great flood of 2022.
go check it out on
funny.
audio services. You can find Out of Our League on YouTube and nowhere else because we're lazy. So yeah, you can follow us all on Twitter at Simply Sassy Vids or at Jesus, I don't know all your
Right.
names. At Caesar Towers.
Tower patch notes on YouTube and podcast services.
Cool. At Kamel H.
H.
PokeRamble.com, simplysassyvids.com.
Yeah. Ben's over there at Please Be Excited.
Yo.
Yeah.
Just want to say huge thanks as well, Mario, again for coming on the show, buddy, and thanks for just being such a positive person on the internet. And like we talked about earlier, just everything around the diversity that you do. And like I said, the great thing about I think when you're on Dualshockers especially is your personality also sort of shine through your articles and all the content that you made. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, buddy, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you now. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah,
We get
thank
it.
guys
You want to
so
be on
much.
this podcast, dude. We get it. Fine.
Caesar,
You know he's gonna be first.
win the
Now.
right.
He's gonna be first because you said that.
One more.
Okay.
Well, when I do the seasonal content, and I'll make a Simply Sassy season. How about
Ben
Yes.
that?
keeps going higher. I just
Yes.
keep dropping. I just keep going
There you
lower and
go.
lower on that list. I'm just never.
I'm gonna keep popping into the Discord every once in a while, like, Mario, what gives? Like, oh god, we gotta get this guy out of here. We just gotta block him.
I don't know who's gonna be lower, me or Gage.
Oh, probably me now. Bye everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
What a great episode.